I'm still gonna call this Matrix Predicts, even though it's just a theory, because I couldn't come up with a name that sounds good with Matrix theory. Like it sounds weird. All right, so this one might actually be wrong, but I'm gonna act like it's not. All right, let's get into this. So the question is, did Negan and the governor ever meet? My theory suggests that yes, they actually did meet, or at least they know each other. We actually never find out of the governor's past. Like we know about how his family died and all that, but we don't actually get to see how he created Woodbury, when he created it, what happened, how he's able to keep this area fortified, even though, or like safe from other intruders other than walkers. Like we never see them actually have any kind of human contact other than the main group. And I'm guessing that the saviors and Woodbury actually have a thing going on where they do protect each other from the other groups. So the evidence that I have to support this is actually very minimal. The thing that I have is the whistling. So in the episode Prey, you see that the governor's, setting up his torturing, getting ready for like a torture session, right? And before he does that, there's like this very little scene where like he's actually like he whistles and he records it. And what gets me to make that connection is the pitch of the whistling. Like it's like the exact same pitch of the whistling that the saviors had. That whole I can try to do it. It's gonna sound so shit. It's like that kind of pitch. Like I suck at whistling, but like I don't know. Like when I hear it, I hear the same pitch. It might not be the same kind of like whistle, but the certain pitch, I feel like they were given a cue to do that, and it's so random that like they have that thing in common. Like I always felt like in The Walking Dead, they don't do anything without reason, and I feel like the reason why they did that is so you can have that little connection between them. It actually sounds a lot better if you don't compare it to Negan's whistling. You compare it to the whistling when the main group is walking through the forest to get caught in the trap. Like when you hear it, like it sounds very similar. It doesn't sound exactly the same, but it's there. So it's either like you can make that like it's either like one, they actually knew each other and that was like a thing that they had together, like a certain like form of whistling they probably did. And the only thing that can actually make this a lot better is if when we finally meet how I had the thing in my mind. I think they're called the Whispers, right? If the Whispers actually have the the leader whistles at any point of the show, then this will make like my theory like either like you can tell that they know, but I feel like the whistling is the like connection. Like that when you hear the whistling, it's the savior. So if the governor whistles, and there's no reason behind it. We never get any reason behind why he was whistling for that. I don't know if it was just meant to be creepy, but I don't think that's what it was meant to do. So I believe that Negan and the governor met they crossed paths. They probably have a contract with the saviors, but we weren't supposed to see what happened. Like there's a lot of things that happened in the back of Woodbury that we're not supposed to know. A lot of dirty things, a lot of dark things that are hidden behind, and I believe that's one of them. The reason also that I can support this is that the only way that we ever heard, or the only time we ever heard the whistle, is when the governor finally turned dark. Like he was embracing all the stuff going on. Like he stopped caring about everything, and that happened once his daughter died. And I feel like he would make that pact to keep his daughter and like Woodbury safe. And once that happened, he gave in to that that animalistic like instinct that the saviors seem to have as well, where it's like we're like, you give me your shit, like we're gonna take it. That's why I believe the governor was whistling at that point, because he wanted to have Michonne. It was like that connection. So this theory is it can't, it's weird because it's just a whistle, and it might just be just a whistle, but I believe because they both whistle, it's a connection between both characters. I don't know if we'll ever get the answer to this. It sounds cool because then you can put the implications like saviors have been a thing since Woodbury or even before. So you can get like an amazing story behind it. You can see confrontation between the governor and Negan, and that'd be great to see like the two great villains so far in the show like actually crossing paths, how they would talk to one another. So imagine like just hearing like a speech between both of them and like a clash of their ideals. It sounds great. And also it would give them more like, damn, like it would be like the governor, like Woodbury was more of the good guys. They were just forced to turn into that, the darker style. So there's another thing that supports my theory, and this is another minor one. It might just be, they both just happen to like the same, kind of drink, and it's their favorite kind of. Well, not we didn't know if it's the governor's favorite kind of thing, but in the episode Hounded, we see that Andrea and the governor are sitting down, in their guardian, and they're both drinking whiskey. So this is actually a minor thing, right? But the brand of whiskey is the same brand that is said to be Negan's favorite kind of whiskey. If you recall, there's an episode where Negan and Spencer are both drinking, like a glass of whiskey, and they both are like have the same like shot glass. It looks like it's like the exact same shot glass that you see from the Andrea and Governor thing. Also, it's the same brand of whiskey. So, it's also if you were to see both of the scenes, you see Negan as more of a human there, and then in the Andrea Governor one, they seem more human. Like he seems more human in that too. So it's like those. So that connection is like very like minor, but that's two things that are able to show you guys that maybe like they actually met. Like it can be that they give the bottles of whiskey to the governor and like the food they have, and that's why it ended up being like Negan's favorite. Maybe he's never tried it before. Maybe they sat down and had a conversation, like how Rick and the governor had, and that's what he's like. I brought whiskey, right? That scene, and maybe he did the same with Negan, and they had a talk, and Negan could have been like, "This is some damn good whiskey" or something like that. It's like to fit his character, but it's kind of strange that they both have the same like bottle of whiskey, and I don't know if there's different brands of whiskey, but it does seem like it's weird to have the whiskey from that season and then it being the exact same kind of whiskey in Negan's story. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. This has been DInoMatrix, and I'm signing off.